It's Thursday night. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. Birds, beers, and BS time. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Birds, Beers, and BS here on the AT Sports Network. We are your hosts, the typical crew, Eagle Jeff Warner alongside Peanut, and you if you want to get involved. So make sure you're following, liking, subscribing, hit that comment, hit that like button, send it to a friend, send it to a family, send it to whoever the hell you may want. So spread the word. Let's get this show on the road.
Let's do it.
But look, off season.
Not much going on.
We'll discuss blabber, jibber jab about whatever bullshit that we decide we want to talk about. If you want to talk about something, leave a comment in the comment section.
Yeah, like how was your Tuesday?
Ask us a stupid question. Leave us a stupid comment. We'll bring it up on the show, and we'll let you know what we think of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But first, we have a little bit of housekeeping to do here. Let's pay some bills. I'd like to thank our friends, our sponsors at Stuff to the Grills in Allentown. You can order by calling 484-274-6760 or visit stufftothegrills.com for their full menu and specials. They also do cater. So with graduation parties, the 4th of July picnics coming up, Labor Day, whatever you may be.
Labor Day.
Work functions.
Tuesdays.
Pretty much. Whatever you may need food for, hit them up, stufftothegrills.com. Or at 484-274-6760. They're located again off Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center.
You won't regret it.
I'd like to thank our friends at Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant in Allentown, also in the off Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center. You can order takeout or delivery at 610-395-2300 or visit vinnyspizzapa.com. Right. Check out their daily and game day specials just for you. So again, hit them up. Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant in Allentown. Like to also thank our friends at Manscaped.
Oh, yeah.
So again, right now, 20% off using the code AAT Sports at manscaped.com. Goes a long way. One way to help support the podcast and one way to help support the network. Use our Manscaped code at AAT Sports. I know Father's Day just happened, but if you forgot Dad for Father's Day, and you think he might need this, there's more than just grooming your crotch. There's stuff for your head, there's stuff for your ears, there's stuff for your nose. So
ears.
Look, I'll say if you have a hairy dad, a hairy husband, or a hairy a man that's related to you, hit up Manscaped. AT Sports. Is the code to use.
Look at that. That's sleek, man. I only use this once, too, Jeffrey. You want to try it out?
No, I do not.
All right.
I'd like to also, look, we have a big, I know we teased it a couple weeks ago. It's finally official.
Yeah.
Backed by popular demand.
Yeah.
AT Sports and AT Birds will be joining forces with PhillySportsTrips.com. We'll be going on the game against the Jets on October 15th, as well as October 29th against traveling to Washington. So big Philadelphia takeover. These buses will leave from the Lehigh Valley in Allentown. Exact locations, we're still trying to figure that out, but it most likely, don't quote me just yet, but it'll most likely be the Lexus dealer off of Tillman Street in Allentown. So you want to get to an Eagles game this year? And look, it gets you the charter bus. It gets you the tickets to the game. It gets you the tremendous all-you-can-eat tailgate of food and drinks. And look, you'll be there with a bunch of Philadelphia faithful. So at one low, affordable price, right now, if you order today, deposit only of $99 per ticket, and then you pay the rest on July 31st.
Yeah.
So look, it's a deal you can't pass up. Right now, that Eagles-Jets game is going for crazy money because it's close by. It's MetLife Stadium. Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback.
Yup.
Look, if you want to get to an Eagles game on the road, the only way to travel is with PhillySportsTrips.com and AET Birds and AET Sports Network and us here at Birds, Beers, and BS.
Word. And I'm going to be honest with you. Last year I brought a whole case of beer with me, which was the dumbest thing in the world, man. Everywhere I went, there was free beer. There were free drinks. There were free cocktails, free food. Probably thousands of Eagles fans, man. It's definitely worth it. If you want to have a good experience at a different stadium with an armada of drunken Eagles fans, then this is the place to be. Definitely get on the bus. Way worth it.
Absolutely. But look, so I'm going to pass the reins to, look, I'm going to take a back seat today. I'm going to let Peanut drive the car today's episode. Peanut did a lot of research. Peanut did a lot of preparation.
I did some preparation.
He did some preparation getting us ready for this show. Peanut won a couple of topics. You want to discuss a few things?
I like that you're talking to me like I'm a 3-year-old kid. Like, we're going to let the kid go ahead and decide what to do today. No, listen, there's nothing going on. So I was like, we have to talk about something. So my first topic is we're always talking about the Philadelphia Eagles and how great they are and their strengths, how good Howie did. I want to talk about the things that kind of scare us in this episode, things that weaknesses that are blaring or things that could have been. You know what I'm saying? We can start. I'm going to start it off with what could have been.
Rapid fire.
Let's do some rapid fire.
Yeah. First topic you want to discuss or question you have.
First question I have is with the news that we got about Russell Wilson almost becoming a Philadelphia Eagle.
Yeah. That really wasn't secret.
It wasn't a secret. It wasn't a secret, but based off of what it is now and what it was, is Howie a genius or is Howie kind of lucky and he dodged a bullet? Rapid fire, man. You got to go. Pew.
Hindsight's 2020. On paper right now, it looks like Howie made the right decision.
Right. But, or did he make that decision or was the decision made for him?
But at that time, I know a lot of Philadelphia faithful that were lobbying for Russell Wilson's services.
Me included.
And look, Russell Wilson, I still feel is a decent quarterback.
Right.
I feel he's on the right system. I feel he's on the right spot in Denver.
Okay.
We'll see what happens this season. But look, everyone, Howie made the right decision in the long run. Right now, I'm not looking back. I'm looking ahead. And right now, as of today,
right,
June 22nd. Jalen Hurts is our quarterback. Jalen Hurts is our franchise quarterback. He's here long term, and he's the guy that we want to focus on. I don't want to focus on what could have or might have been.
Okay, all right, that's awesome. Now, next question: what do you think is the blaring weakness on this Philadelphia Eagles team? You have to pick, not like 1, 2, or 3. What do you think is the most blaring weakness upon this team right now, facing this 2023 season?
I wouldn't say they have a weakness.
Oh,
sorry. They have, like, how do I put this nicely? I feel they lack depth at a couple of positions.
Okay.
And there's a little bit, there's some uncertainty and question marks.
Okay.
I feel the offensive line isn't as deep as it once was.
Even with Juergens. So you don't really have faith in the young guys coming up.
It's not that I don't have faith. It's we don't know anything about them.
That's fair.
I'll say they get a little playing time here and there. They fill in, but can they come in and step up and be
fill those shoes?
Fill that, and I'll say the offensive line, it's a unit that needs to work together. It's not like defensive end where you can just plug anyone in there and they're just gonna go out and pass rush.
Right.
When it comes to the offensive line, the reason the Eagles have had so much success is because they have the continuity and chemistry of those guys consistently playing with one another.
Okay.
And everyone needs to be in sync between the offensive line, between the quarterback, between the running back. Everyone needs to know their spot and knows their position. And the Eagles' success has always been up front. This is where they win and lose their games, is the battle in the trenches along the offense side of the football, especially when you have a mobile quarterback and a playmaking quarterback like Jalen Hurts at the helm.
Right.
And right now you have a running back by committee. You have DeAndre Swift, you have Penny, you have Gainwell. So I feel they're going to go back to that Super Bowl formula where not one guy was going to be the focal point, where these guys are going to continue to rotate in, and you need a strong and decent offensive line with a lot of depth. We're getting some questions in here right now.
Is it not blaring weakness? I thought it was blaring weakness.
Glaring weakness.
Blaring. What the fuck am I saying?
No.
Thank God only like 6 people watch us. Otherwise, it'd be embarrassing.
Samuel Jr. and D chime in. Obviously, Eagles are deep at running back because there's a move to be made to enhance the position.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I feel the Eagles can definitely find a way to upgrade the running back position.
Right.
But I kind of feel Howie's mentality, to answer your question, is that he doesn't need that running back. Like we just discussed, he wants to build the offense around the offensive line and around Jalen Hurts.
Right.
And as long as they're gonna go back to that philosophy of essentially earth, wind, and fire. They had Blunt that year, and they kept on rotating guys in,
trying to keep them healthy,
keep them fresh. That they're not going to rely on one guy. So I don't honestly see them going out there and making a move that could make a big splash at the running back position. Which, granted, right now, who's honestly really available at this point in the season? They're
not for free,
not for free or high price tag. And with this season, we're fine, but with our future cap struggle and Howie trying to find ways to maneuver the cap, I don't see them making a big splash. It's probably going to be a position they address next draft, in my opinion, unless they can miraculously come up with some type of deal to get a young running back in here in the near future.
I agree with you, but I disagree, though, as well. Like, I think, honestly, there's always room for improvement. And what we have in our running back committee sounds great on paper, but let's face facts. Like, we're going to be afraid every time these running backs get hit. Some of these running backs have a history of injury. So we might be strong at the moment, but, I mean, week 13, week 14, or maybe going into the playoffs, are we going to be as confident in these running backs as we are right now? So I think there's room for improvement there too. And I agree with myself, because you disagreed, right? Is that what happened?
What?
I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, I think there's room for improvement in that situation as well. I really do.
There's definitely room for improvement. I'm just saying I don't see Howie making the move unless, look, Howie's a magician when it comes to post training camp cuts. Mm-hmm. He'll find a guy that he'll get the wind of the
squad or something.
He'll catch wind of a player on the outs of a certain team, and he'll hit that waiver wire or hit a team with a late 6th or 7th round pick to bring in here to maybe find a way to contribute. It's a low risk, possibly high reward type of type of trade. So it is a possibility. I'm just saying right now I don't see it being very likely, since they just brought in two new running backs this offseason after losing Miles Sanders. They didn't really address the running back position in the draft. I feel Howie wants to go with the veterans, since he feels that this team was literally 3 points away from winning a Super Bowl.
And a fumble. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But so do you think Gainwell's not getting maybe the respect he should be getting with them going out and getting these two guys? Or do you think they're different style backs, right? Are you thinking they're just trying to get different style backs in the system? Because the thing that bothers me the most with that comment is you have a running quarterback. So say you have Rashard Penny in the backfield. You know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to go out and catch. Maybe he stays the block. You know what I'm saying? Like you almost play your hand. You almost show your hand before you even do it. So I don't know, man. I don't agree. I think honestly, like, I think by having these different style running backs, you're almost giving away what play you're going to be doing. So you get Gainwell in the background. And, all right, well, this can be a potential screen and whatnot. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Call me silly. There's nothing to talk about.
I feel that we're going to see a little bit of different designs from the offensive side of the football. I feel you're going to see a lot more of the split back sets. Yeah. You might see a little bit of I formation every now and then. I know we haven't seen a lot of that because the Eagles don't have the traditional fullback in their offense, but
you just throw that tight end back there.
I feel they're going to try to find different ways and try to take the punishment off of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, he was MVP candidate and runner-up for a reason last year, because he put the ball in his hands, he made plays, and he knew how to win football games. Yeah. And he proved to the city of Philadelphia how much of a leader he could be, and that he is deserving of being the franchise quarterback.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think Howie's trying to find ways to protect that investment by bringing in these other running backs in here
to take the punishment,
and take the ball a little bit more out of his hands. Not trying to make Jalen Hurts do too much. Because look, I'm not trying to go back over a decade, but same thing happened with Michael Vick. Same thing happened with Donovan. They always felt like they had to do too much, and they would make bad mistakes. They would make bad plays,
or they would get hurt. Yeah. Well, Michael Vick couldn't slide, and Donovan McNabb couldn't throw an accurate pass. You know what I'm saying? But which brings us to my next question. Actually,
we have a couple more questions.
Let's do it. There's people watching this.
Yeah, there's people watching. There's people sending questions. We greatly appreciate it.
Holy shit!
Adam chiming in. Thank you, Adam. Do we need another wide receiver, or are we set with what we got? Adam, you better bought your freaking tickets. I know you're messaging me. You better bought your tickets for the Philly sports trip.
Yeah,
we're going to be for the Jets game. So make sure if you're coming, I would say get those tickets soon. There's only 50 seats on that bus.
Wow.
I'll say Allentown, unfortunately, because of the distance, Allentown's only getting one bus. So 50 tickets to fill that bus. And I already know for a fact we're probably about one-fifth of the way there.
Yeah. They're going quick.
At least.
They're going
that
quick.
I know off the top of my hand from people that I know that personally bought.
Yeah, he knows people, yo.
So, Adam, do we need another wide receiver, or are we set with what we got? I don't know. Look, we can all – at any position, you can always find a way to upgrade, but I'm confident in the group that we have.
Okay.
Look, we have A.J. Brown. Devontae Smith showed that he can be potentially a number one wide receiver in the National Football League, in my opinion.
No, 100% agree.
Quez, I understand, it gets a lot of hate, but I feel he's going to use that as motivation this season. I feel he's going to use that as that wide receiver 3, that I can be that playmaker and I can be that big play threat in this offense. He has the speed. He has the hands. I feel he has the ability to be a decent wide receiver, especially when opposing defenses are going to be focused on A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert and Jalen Hurts in this offense.
So you're comfortable with him? Honestly, like I don't know. I don't know if I feel the same way.
Who else are you gonna go out there to get?
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's that competition with oh my God, what's his name? Whatever. We got him from the Falcons, I believe.
Yeah, the Zajichis, whoever his name is.
Zajichis. Yeah, Zajichis is gonna.
I can't pronounce names, so I apologize. I butchered the shit.
It's so good.
Hola, I'll call him short.
Hola, como está? Yeah. I just think honestly, like, the number 3 receiver, based off of what we got from him last year, like he was flashes in the pan. It was like he'd have a great game. He'd have a horrible game. He had a great game. He had a horrible game.
I'm not saying I can live up to him to being number 1.
No, but you need, if you're going to solidify 1 and 2, and you have a chance to solidify number 3, you have to understand. And mind you, Quez, I have no problems with Quez. I'm just saying that in the biggest spotlight, that was our weakest link.
That and playing in the slot isn't as easy as people think. A lot of wide receivers.
Well, they don't line them up in the slot all the time.
Not all the time, but I'm saying as a number 3 wide receiver, I understand you move guys around. Especially they love the mismatches with A.J. Brown and Devontae with his size in the middle of the field.
Right.
But I'd say that's the thing. Like Quez, I feel is a little bit one-dimensional.
Okay.
As far as his ability to play certain spots on the field.
Yeah, he's a straightaway shooter. I got you.
But I feel this is going to be the offseason, and this is going to be the season where he's going to put the haters to rest. Look, he has another opportunity.
Yeah.
I think he's on the last year of his contract, or he's on a 1-year deal. He's going to use this as motivation.
Okay. All right. Well, I disagree with that. I'm think, hoping, honestly, like if you have a chance to find something that can solidify that number 3, you go ahead and do it.
Joe chiming in. Thank you, Joe. Hey, fellas, what position needs to be bolstered the most? Peanut, you want to answer this first?
What position? Obviously, it has to be the backfield. It has to be, I would say, because it's a tie. I think offensive linemen, like you said earlier, and I think honestly, like the safety positions, like we really don't know what we really have in this situation.
Evans, I'm comfortable with. I'll say he brings a veteran leadership.
Sidney Brown is a rookie.
I'll say Sidney Brown's been getting a lot of talk this offseason. Granted, it's only mini camps.
Yeah,
I want to see what he can do come training camp.
Live
games when they go up against other teams in practice.
Yeah,
then I'll start believing the hype. But Blankenship contributed pretty well last year at safety, but I still don't have the trust in him to be our every down safety back there.
I agree with you on that one. Like
the one position I still feel we need to address, even though they somewhat addressed this offseason to an extent,
go ahead
is the linebacking position.
Okay. So no Kobe Dean calling plays.
Well, I say Dean. I have faith in, but he was a
right.
Look, he hasn't really been given an opportunity. He's one of the question marks on the defense side of football. And as your middle linebacker back there, calling the plays, being thrown in that position. Granted, it's sink or swim, and I'm glad the Eagles are giving him that opportunity.
They have to.
He was a third round pick. You need to know what you have with him.
Yep.
They have Nicholas Morrow in there right now as a starting safety or a starting linebacker. Hassan Reddick, but he's like that Joker role. I would say he can guy that plays a little bit of coverage, but they mainly use him to rush after the quarterback.
Yeah.
So
I fucking love Reddick, man. That's one of my favorite players.
I feel our linebacking core is a little lacking. Yeah, they drafted Nolan Smith. He's a guy that
reminds me of a Reddick kind of.
Many people felt that he was a first round talent. The Eagles got to steal with him.
Yeah.
So I feel the linebacking position has potential, but to shore it up, I feel that's the one position that they would need to address. We already mentioned offensive line, which I feel the starters are good.
Right.
It's the lack of depth that we have at that position. Wide receivers are good. If anything, but quarterback position, I don't know how many people are really confident in Marcus Mariota as your backup, but 9 times out of 10, if you're losing your starting quarterback, your season's fucking done.
Whoa.
We're not.
Did you forget about the greatest season ever with the greatest quarterback that ever played for this team?
Yeah.
What was his name?
He's not the greatest.
What was his name?
Nick Foles, baby.
That's right, Nick Foles, a backup quarterback. So you need a backup quarterback. I feel comfortable with Marcus Mariota as a backup because honestly, like he kind of gives you the same dimensions. He could still run the RPO. He could still do what he does. So it's important. Go ahead.
Phil chiming in. Thanks, Phil. I'll say
shout out Phil,
the host of
Trending in the AM. I watch it.
Trending in the AM on the Philly Sports Network. So appreciate Phil for chiming in. Give him a follow and give him a watch weekday mornings. If you two competed in NFL skills competition against each other, who would win?
If you two compete in NFL, me. Like, honest to God, me. The only thing he could do better than me is probably tackle me. That's it.
I couldn't even do that. I couldn't catch you, bro.
Yo, we should do that. We should do like a special where we're doing throwing competitions, kicking competitions.
Well, yeah, I'll say we're doing the individual drill competitions. We're not gonna go out and try to cover each other one-on-one.
Hell no,
because I don't have the endurance or the speed or, granted, even the lung capacity to be running up and down the fucking 50-yard line.
Nah, I'm with you on that one. I'll come home with black and blues and regret the whole goddamn
I'll say
thing.
Phil, 40-yard dash, longest throw, cone drill. Oh, Jesus Christ.
100% me.
He fucking...
I'd smoke him.
The only thing I might win would be longest throw.
I don't
possibly.
Even... No.
I said possibly.
Okay, well...
40-yard dash.
Challenge accepted.
40-yard dash.
Challenge accepted.
No, we need to find the fucking the chain circle things, and I'll do that. Mm-hmm. Throwing a football from like 10 yards away, 20 yards away.
You might win that one.
Yo, we need to fucking find that.
Yeah, you might. I mean, but Phil, there's no contest.
Phil, Peanut would probably cheat, just like in fantasy football.
Yo, Phil, what the fuck? He was setting that shit up, too. He was just building, you sneaky motherfucker.
Kicking, if we're doing kicking, Laura has to get involved because his wife still thinks she can kick like a 60-yard fucking field goal.
We have to actually talk about this. This is like a 10-year joke. She thinks she can kick a 30-yard field goal like it's nothing. And one of these days, we have to put her to the test to see if it happens. We honestly know that ain't going to happen.
Phil saying he wants in the comment. Phil, come down to Lehigh Valley whenever you have a moment.
I'll smoke you too, son. Bring it.
I'll say bring it. We'll live stream this shit.
We'll cross the streams, man. Bring it.
Your wife telling my wife to fuck off because Jenna brought up about her kicking a field goal. This has gone down the fucking tubes very
there's
quickly.
People actually watching this show. I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
On a Thursday night at 7 o'clock, man, you people must not have any fucking lives.
We don't either, though. Hey, easy, man. Those are people that are watching.
Phil say he's coming for his belt. You mean this belt?
You mean that belt?
That Phil? He just keeps downstairs in my fucking basement?
I keep it down here so when Phil watches, I can pull it out. I should have pulled it out earlier, man. As a matter of fact, now it stays here. It's all heavy. It feels great. But yeah, man, I think we're a little overconfident as Philadelphia fans. We don't have a scale. What? Someone now the comments are
Phil,
crazy.
you didn't fuck up the stream. You made it entertaining. I'm just saying it completely went off the rails. I'll say you have our wives fighting, you have us arguing who would win and shit. So appreciate the comment, bro.
There's no argument, man. I would kill you, man. I would
you would.
smoke you, man.
Totally
and
would.
You too, Phil. I challenge you, Phil. Trending in the AM versus Birds, Beers, and Bullshit football competition. Make it happen. I'd probably lose that shit.
We're getting our asses beat, bro. So, okay, you have a couple more topics.
I do have
We're at almost 25 minutes. Let's get this shit show going.
You know what's funny is, like, a lot of the questions that people have put in it is a lot of the questions that I was going to ask. So I have to, like I prepared, actually. And now I'm like, all right, can't do that one. All right, can't do that one. All right, can't do that one. So my next question for you, honestly, are you a little bit nervous about new offensive coordinators and a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator with this team? Is there anything that kind of makes you step back and worry that maybe these guys aren't up to the task?
I don't believe so. Look,
okay, so you have complete faith, 100%.
I have faith. I have faith in Sirianni. He's bringing the right guys in here to mend the ship and take us to the next level and continue the success that we had last season. Look, we still have a decent amount of our players coming back from last season. I know it's very difficult to repeat, and we brought up before on this program about the history of teams losing the Super Bowl and even getting back to, like, the playoffs.
Right.
But look, I still feel the NFC East is kind of weak. The NFC in general, I feel, is weak. I say in my opinion, we have one of the best, if not the best, quarterback playing at our position in the NFC. Okay. We have the best wide receiver tandem in the NFL, in my opinion. A solid defense. Yeah, they're getting up there in age, but I still feel they can play at a high level, and they're bringing in and mixing in a lot of the young nucleus that we have on our team and on our roster.
Nucleus?
Yes.
God damn.
I know. That was not on my word of the day calendar. I actually probably used it right. Jenna, you can clarify. I might have fucked it up, but
continue on.
It sounded well.
Continue on, my friend.
And I feel Howie, he did a decent job assembling a team through free agency and the draft to still have us play up the part and compete for a Super Bowl.
Okay. All right. Well, the only thing I didn't agree with what you said was we have a weak division. I don't think we have a weak division. I think that the Washington Commanders were a quarterback away from having a decent team. I think the Dallas Cowboys, as much as I hate to say it, Jenna, I'm sure you're going to, like, crop clip and then share this thing. I think they're a good team. I think they're a solid team, and I think they're a scary team. And honestly, the New York Giants, man, I don't want to give them too much credit, but they're well coached. They're motivated. And honestly,
they had
the
Daniel
NFC East is not
Daniel
as easy
Jones.
as people think. Listen, I know.
They have Daniel Jones, and they have a running back right now that's holding out because they don't want to pay.
At the time being. Now, if Saquon is out of the equation, then I would change that whole conversation. But based off of what they have on their roster, man, this NFC East is not going to be easy. We're not going to just wipe them clean. I think, honestly, it's going to be a tough NFC East competition season, especially now. These teams are ready to go. You're the one with the target. The Philadelphia Eagles are now the ones with the target, and those guys that go to play them are bringing their A game. So we better come prepared and ready to play these guys, or else we're going to be embarrassed, man. Honest to God, like, this is not the NFC least as it used to be. It's a whole different division. That's just my, whatever. That's whatever.
Hey, that's your opinion.
That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Hey, you can have that opinion. I'm not saying any game in the National Football League is easy. I'm not saying that to an extent. I just feel the talent that we have on our roster and the leadership and the veterans that we have on this team mixed in with the young talent that we're bringing in here over the last 2 seasons.
Sounds good.
On paper.
Right. It sounds good.
Anything can happen.
Right.
Knock on wood, I'll say Jalen Hurts could break his leg tomorrow.
This is the show where we're talking about all the bad things. Like, we've been talking about all the good things. Let's talk about the things that could happen that could completely derail this train. And honestly, like, when you start talking about divisions, injuries is
in my opinion, the only thing that will stop the Philadelphia Eagles from contending from a Super Bowl this year is injuries because, like I brought up before, I feel there's a lot of key positions that they're lacking depth in those positions.
I agree.
Offensive line, I still feel is a question mark when it comes to the depth. Linebacking core, secondary a little bit.
But then you can say that about every position. Every team is an injury or two away from, like, you know what I'm saying.
But the great teams,
I'm so sorry.
The great teams and the great coaches find ways to fill those holes and fill it with talent. That the next man up mentality. Next man comes when someone goes down. The next man up needs to step in and contribute and make that role.
Which is a perfect segue to my last question. Right, a little bit before we wrap this thing up.
Jenna, Super Bowl or not, you're not going. I beg to differ, sweetie. You made me miss the last 2 Super Bowls. I'm going next year, bro.
That's right, bro. You heard him. You heard it here. You heard it here.
Credit cards are a wonderful thing.
I'm here. So my last question: Do you have faith in Nick Sirianni taking the next step as a coach to mend all these different players, these different characters, these different coaches, the way he did last year? You know what I'm saying? Do you have 100% faith in Nick Sirianni as a coach this year? And I'm going to show Nick this because me and him talk all the time. What's up, Nick?
I'll say I do, but honestly, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think. All that matters is what the players think, what the coaches think. And from what hearing the players and hearing other coaches and hearing the reputation that Nick Sirianni has around this league, people are buying in. Oh. People want to come to the city of Philadelphia. Oh. People want to play with Jalen Hurts. Why do you think Jason Kelce decided to come back? Because he does not want to miss this run of possibly winning a Super Bowl with one of his best friends now, Jalen Hurts, and one of his favorite coaches in Nick Sirianni.
Well said. Well said. I have faith in him as well. So I will agree with you, and we will segment, and we're going to plug some stuff now.
Okay, is that done?
We're done. I have nothing else. Everyone talked about everything I was going to talk about.
Okay. Well, we don't have to have another show till the start of the season, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you in 2 months.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. We're going to do bi-weekly. We're going to try. It's tough, man. We're broke, man. Sometimes we got to work, man, and stuff.
Say if you want help, there's a link for a PayPal and Venmo in the description.
Oh, man, you have no idea how much that would help. Thank you. No. Thank you, my broke friends.
No. I'll say I'm not one type of I'm not the type of people to beg for fucking money. I'll say it's hard enough out there with the recession and everything fucking going up and all that shit. Look, save your fucking money.
No, man, that's not how you raise money, man. Okay. Look, if you want to donate 50 cents, donate 50 cents. We'll take $1. We'll take 10 cents. Look, honestly, the stuff that you guys donate to us just basically goes into equipment that we can use to make the show better.
Equipment, if you want some stickers, some T-shirts,
Party Doll Dave is not cheap. Trust me, I have to blow him up every time I get here, and I feel like a whore for it.
Yep. But if you don't want to donate to us, we completely understand. But if you want to donate to a decent cause, there is a loyal listener of ours that needs our help. And
absolutely,
a friend of ours, Rick Detus, is going through some things. He has incurable cancer. He has a bunch of surgeries and a bunch of medical procedures that need to get done. And him and his family are on the brink of losing their house,
help them,
losing their car. I think they already had the whole story up is on the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe, if you want to help out, is in the link, is in the description of the episode here on YouTube, on the YouTube show. I'll say, well, down below. Link there if you want to help out the cause. Definitely check it out. Say we send our prayers and thoughts to him and his family as they go through this difficult time. But look, I know there's a lot going on in the world. I know everyone is tied up for cash at the moment. But look, I'll say as a society, as humanity, we need to come together. We need to help those and dig a little bit deeper. I understand everyone has their issues and everyone has their stuff going on, but if we can find a way to help someone in this world, I'll say the world would be a better place for it.
You know what? Well said. Shout out, Rick.
It was actually horrible what I said.
You did better than I would have done. You did pretty good. Yo, shout out, Rick. Definitely. You know what? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna double down on that one. Do something good for someone else. And don't do it for a reason. I
don't know who you sent this show to, but apparently someone, I don't know if you know this person, but he said, wow, you did say something nice about the Cowboys. No way. So whoever Xena Adino is.
That's my cousin.
Oh, okay. Man.
See, I'm not a biased person, man. If it is what it is.
But I'll say before we get out of here, let's do some good housekeeping. Let's get the hell out of here. I'd like to thank our friends at Stuff to the Grills in Allentown. You can visit them by going to their website, stufftothegrills.com, for their full menu specials, or order by 484-274-6760. They did want to make a note. I say they did post on their Facebook page that their online ordering, the provider for that, does have a charge now. They don't have any control of that. So if you do want to order directly, you can give them a call directly to place your order if you want to avoid that service charge. So
yeah,
I'll say they had a couple complaints. It's not Stuff to the Grills that made that decision. It's the It's the
provider.
It's the provider of the service that they're using for their online ordering, unfortunately.
Facts.
So I'll say don't blame them.
Yo, and that place is...
I'll say we'll be visiting there in a couple weeks for a live show. So make sure to come on out. We'll give you details for that. I'd like to thank our friends at Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant in Allentown. Order takeout or delivery at 610-395-2300 or visit vinnyspizzapa.com. I'll say for their subs, their pizza, their cannolis, their stromboli, whatever they may have, check them out. Tell them Birds, Beers, and BS crew sent you on over.
Yeah, definitely do that, man, because don't just show up there and get that. Tell them we sent you.
Yeah, we want the fucking credit.
Yeah.
Same for Stuff to the Grills. We want the goddamn credit.
Yeah. You go over there, you say, we sent you. Jeff or Peanut or Party Doll Dave.
Again, Iroquois Trail, Old Town Shopping Center, Allentown, Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant. Also, I'll say make sure to come on out to join us in Philly Sports Trip this season. October 25th versus the Jets and October 29th versus the Commanders. Info at phillysportstrips.com. Limited seating. You get the bus trip. You get the ticket to the game. You get the tremendous tailgate of all you can eat food and drink.
Yep.
All for one low cost. And right now, for a limited time only, if you order today, $99 deposit per ticket, and you pay the rest in about a month. July 31st, the remaining balance is due. If you are leaving from Allentown, make sure you're putting Allentown in the description when you check out to Philly Sports Trip, so they know that you want to be on the Allentown bus. Because there's buses leaving from Wilkes-Barre, there's buses from Allentown, and of course Philadelphia for both of these events. But look, it's selling out quickly. I already know at least 1/5 of the bus for and we're not even a week in.
Yeah.
For the Jets game is already 1/5 sold out that I know of.
Yep.
I'll say we haven't got the official numbers from Vince yet, but
trust me,
that one is definitely selling quick if you're interested in seeing Aaron Rodgers in the New York Jets as Philadelphia takes over the MetLife Stadium. And again, last year we went on the tremendous trip to see Carson Wentz and take over that stadium.
How beautiful that was.
Now I'll say we're going to do it again. Obviously, Carson Wentz lists Commanders, but look, it's still a great game. It'll still be a great time taking over that stadium and watching the Philadelphia Eagles tear down the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field.
We got a video on our page. If you guys want to see what it's all about, man, we have the video going to watch the Commanders, and you'll see how many Eagles fans show up, and you're going to be blown away by how crazy and fun it really is. Sorry, I had to burp. Did that sound funny?
Sure. But again, thank you for everyone for tuning in tonight. We'll possibly be back in 2 weeks, but again, the only way to know when we go live is to follow, like, subscribe, hit that notification button on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. Every time one of our shows goes live on one of our networks, or our network on one of those social media pages, you get the notification, and we want your participation. We always appreciate listener support and listener participation. We appreciate everyone that tuned in, from John to Adam to your cousin to Evan to my wife to your wife and everyone else that chimed in or might chime in at a later date. Because look, all these episodes, if you miss it live, sorry, we apologize, but you can always go back and watch it. Those views desperately help. Just because you missed an episode, go back and watch an episode if you missed it a couple days or a couple hours late. Because those views add up, and it helps monetize our network, and that we can become bigger, better, and bring you a better product only here on the AT Sports Network.
Well said, my friend.
So again, thank you, everyone. And as we end every goddamn show, everyone have a great weekend and a great Friday tomorrow. But then every show here on Birds, Beards, and BS.
Drink them if you got them.
Yeah,
please.
yeah. What he said.
Yeah.
Support for AAT Sports Network is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. With this offer, you'll join over 8 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Enjoy 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code AAT Sports. That is AAT Sports at manscaped.com. As a married man, I have been there. Personal grooming can be difficult and pretty painful. Luckily, the Performance Package 4.0 has arrived, and oh man, it is a game changer. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, the Crop Reviver toner, a pair of performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all of your new tools. First off, the Lawnmower 4.0. This thing is the future of grooming. Because this trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to the mess. You thought that was good, but want to take your grooming game even further to the next level? The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and provides proprietary skin-safe technology which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. Their Crop Preserver ball deodorant and Crop Reviver ball toner will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. Trust me when I say this, fellas, your balls will be thankful. To top it all off, Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Bring your comfort in boxers to another level. So remember, get 20% off and free shipping with the code AAT Sports at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com and use code AAT Sports to support us. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.